Hi, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I am getting ready to go to a World Cup party, I guess you could say. We're going to our friend's house to watch the Brazil game. So I'm getting ready for that, and I wanted to walk you through my makeup look today. So let's get into it. All right, I have my Brazil jersey on. I don't really love this shade of blue on me, but like I'm trying to be supportive. I'm definitely going to have posted this video after the game has like already been played, so hopefully they win. I'm not really sure. I honestly don't really care about sports. I don't really care about who wins the World Cup, if I'm being honest. I just more like to be involved for the fun parts of it, like hanging out with our friends, going out, doing stuff. I don't really care about the actual sports, but you know, anyway, it's all fun. So for my makeup today, I am going to be doing more of like a natural makeup look. There's kind of a lot of steps, so it's not really like a simple makeup look, I wouldn't say, but it's kind of like a no makeup look. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I just want the makeup to look very soft and be very, I guess, subtle. So that's kind of like the vibe I'm going for today, I guess. So I'm going to walk you through that. But to start out first, I am going to go in with a skin tint today. And the one that I'm using is from Fenty Beauty, which is the Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. So I first like to shake this a little bit, and then I just put some on my cheeks and my forehead and my chin, and then I kind of spread it around with my finger before I actually go in to blend it out, just to make sure that I have enough to kind of cover my face. To blend this today, I'm going to take this IT Cosmetics foundation brush. It's just like a compact brush, and I am going to just softly blend that into my skin. And then I do like to bring some down on my neck. After the skin tint, I'm going in with a little bit of under eye brightener by Palladio, and I'm just taking a little bit on my finger and just pressing that into my under eyes, but I'm using like the smallest amount just to kind of like help color correct and soften the under eyes. But I don't want to add too much because I don't want it to like mess up the makeup around my eyes. For concealer, I'm going in with my favorite concealer, the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer, and I'm using just like a little bit of this all over my face, like the tiniest dots, starting with my under eye, but I'm not actually gonna like put it directly under my under eye. It's going to be like a little bit lower down in this area, and then a little bit on my nose, around my mouth, chin, and then just a little bit on this area where I have like a little breakout situation. And a little bit on my forehead just to cover up some redness that I have. And I'm going to take my concealer brush and just very lightly blend that out. Trying to keep it pretty concentrated to where I originally applied the product, just to slightly brighten these spots, and then where I have acne to conceal the redness. But for my under eyes, I'm not going to bring it like directly up under my under eyes. I'm going to keep it a little bit lower and just kind of like buff it out, because I do want, I guess, like my natural skin and natural like flaws to kind of, you know, still be visible, but not as much. Because I want the makeup to look really natural, so I'm not trying to cover up like every imperfection on my face, but I want my skin to look like smooth and soft, I guess. I don't really know how to explain the look that I'm going for, but I want it to look like I'm not wearing any makeup, but I actually am. Is basically what I'm trying to achieve. Now, instead of bronzer, I'm actually going to go in with contour, and I'm using this Morphe Shapelifter Micro Contour Stick. This is what it looks like, and I'm going to try to contour my cheekbones to make my face look as snatched as possible. So I'm going to keep this like up pretty high and then bring it down like that around my cheeks, and then I'm going to put a little bit on my forehead and then my nose and around my mouth, my lip, I guess, and then a little bit on my eyelids. With the contour, I want to keep it as concentrated in the spots that I put it as possible, so I'm going to take that same concealer brush that I just used because it's just good for blending and it's small, and I'm going to just slowly blend out all this contour. But again, I'm trying to keep it like as focused on these areas as possible so that where I put the contour is where my face like stays, you know, dark. I don't want to spread it all over my cheeks. Now for the forehead. I do kind of blend this up into my hairline a little bit just so that it doesn't look weird. For the nose, I want it to be even more precise, so I'm going to use this small end on this e.l.f. Dual Complexion brush, and I'm just going to slowly blend that in, and then kind of connect it up into the inner corner of my eye. And then same with the tip of my nose. And then I'm going to take this small side and blend out this eye contour. But I'm bringing this out towards my temple a little bit because I'm not really doing any eyeshadow today. To add just a little bit more color to my face, because the contour really didn't add a lot of color, just kind of like snatched my face, I am going to add a little bit of this Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer, and I'm taking that e.l.f. Duo Complexion brush, but I'm using the big side, and I'm taking a really light amount. Like, I'm not trying to add a lot of color to my face, but I'm trying to add a little bit of depth. So I'm going to take that and just lightly apply it to my cheekbones, but I'm keeping it pretty high and concentrated in this area. So it's just going to be like a soft enhancement, I guess. It's not like I normally would apply like a cream bronzer where I'd put it like all over my cheeks. Then I'm going to add a little bit to the forehead, and then a little bit to the eyes. I'm not going to add any to my nose though, because I kind of want that to stay how it is with the contour. And then I put a little bit on my chin as well, and that just kind of like snatches that a little bit. Moving on to blush, I also want to keep that very soft and subtle, so I'm using the Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil, and it's just in this like nice light pink color. Taking this blush brush, and I'm lightly applying this to my cheeks. I don't want to use a ton, and what I'm going to do is keep it on like this lower part of my cheeks, and I'm not going to bring it straight up into my under eye, and I'm going to keep it mainly on the cheekbones, not on this area, because again, I want it to just look very natural and subtle, almost like I'm not even wearing blush, but give a little bit of pink to the cheeks, and then a tiny bit on my nose. I'm going to set my under eyes now with some of my Milk Makeup setting powder. This is just a translucent setting powder, and I'm taking this small brush, and I'm basically just spot concealing very lightly. Not spot concealing, spot setting very lightly where I put my concealer. So I'm taking this and just lightly packing it under my under eyes. Then a little bit on my nose. And around my mouth. And then basically where I put the concealer because of my acne. And that's it for powder. Last complexion product of the day is highlighter, and I don't always put highlighter on when I do this makeup look because I feel like this is kind of where it tends to make the makeup look not as natural, but today I'm just feeling a little bit of the highlighter vibe, I guess. I don't know, I just want a little pop. So I'm taking a little bit of this cream highlighter from Smashbox, and I'm not going to use a lot, and I'm taking this brush here, and I'm going to add a little bit to the highest point of my cheekbones. And I'm just really taking the smallest amount. Usually I would kind of pack this on, but I want it to be very subtle. And then I'm putting a little bit on my nose. And then underneath my brow bone. And I'm leaving it at that. Usually I'd put on a lot more, but I just want the glow to be as subtle as possible. I'm moving on to my eyes now, and I am just going to run some clear brow gel through my eyebrows. I am not going to fill them in at all because I'm going for a natural look, so I think just a little bit of gel will give that effect. Moving on to lashes, I kind of rotate what I like to do when I do this makeup look. Sometimes I will just curl my lashes and not wear any mascara at all. Sometimes I'll wear mascara, or sometimes I'll actually put on fake lashes because I honestly feel I don't do strip lashes, but I'll do like individual lashes kind of on the outside because I feel like that almost looks more natural than mascara even looks. So it just kind of depends on my mood. But for now, I'm going to curl my lashes really quick first. My dog is literally sleeping in the other room and you can hear him snoring. That is how loud he is. Okay, I'm really debating on if I want to wear mascara or if I just want to leave my lashes like this now that they're curled. I know I don't want to wear fake lashes today because it's just too much for me right now, but I don't know. I think I'm going to leave them natural and just put some of this clear brow gel on my lashes to help keep them in place. But I think I'm going to keep it as natural as possible and not wear any mascara. I'm actually going to get a lash lift this weekend, and I'm really excited because I feel like my eyelashes will just look good 24/7 and I will barely need to wear mascara. That's what I'm hoping, so we'll see. I haven't gotten a lash lift in a really long time, so I'm excited to go back and see my lash girl. I used to have lash extensions, so I would see her like every 2 weeks for a long time, but I stopped getting those, and now I never see her. I feel like this brow gel holds my lashes in place pretty well, actually. So whenever you don't feel like wearing mascara, if you just curl your lashes really well and then put in some clear gel, it actually makes a big difference. Last up, we have lips, and I'm excited to show you guys this little like hack or technique, whatever you want to call it, for doing my lips. I basically just take this NYX lip liner lip stain in the shade Barely There. It's like a darker brown color, and what I do is I overline like the outside of my lips and then kind of blend it out so it kind of contours them and makes them look a little bit bigger than they actually are. It's kind of like an illusion, I guess you could say. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So I take the lip liner and I'm going to lightly just start outlining my lips, but I'm overlining them. And then as I go, I blend it out with my finger just to like make it very, very subtle. And I will say this process is a little bit extra, like it's kind of a lot of steps, but I feel like it does actually help like enhance your lips. Now I'm going to take the actual lip liner that I want to use, which is the same product. It's the NYX lip liner lip stain, but this one is in the shade Cuff Me, which is more of like a nude pink color. So I'm going to take this and then like outline my lips like I normally would. And I do the same thing. I still kind of blend it in with my finger just to give it like a softer effect. And with this look, I don't want like a bold lip, so I just keep this natural too. and I like it to be very soft. To complete the lip look, I'm taking a third lip liner, and the only reason I'm using another lip liner is because I like the color of this, and I don't have a lipstick that looks like this, so I'm just using this for the center of my lips, and this is the Hiii Beauty lip liner in the shade Taupe. So what I'm going to do is take this and then just basically add a little bit to the center of my lips. And then same thing, use my finger to blend it out. Okay, and that completes this makeup look. I don't know if I achieved what I was going for. I feel like I did. I am going for the look of like no makeup, even though I am wearing makeup. I wanted it to look very soft, subtle, and natural, so I don't know. You guys tell me if I achieved what I was going for. Does it look like I'm not wearing any makeup even though I am? Because that's what I kind of wanted, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm off to watch the soccer game. Hopefully by the time this was posted, Brazil won the game because that's who I'm rooting for, but like I said in the beginning, I honestly really don't care that much. I'm just more going to for the party and for the vibes, but you know. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!